Have you ever woken up and realized that the life you're living isn't truly your own? Have you spent years making decisions based on what others expect of you rather than what you desire? If so, you're not alone. Many of us live in a cycle of pleasing others, sacrificing our own needs, and hiding behind masks that hide our true selves. But what if there's a way to break free from this endless cycle and finally choose for ourselves? What if the key to living a life of freedom, authenticity, and fulfillment lies in making one simple yet powerful decision? In this video, we're diving deep into the life-changing journey of choosing yourself above all else. This isn't just about personal growth. It's about an inner revolution that will transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. You'll discover why Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of modern psychology, believed that this journey is the most important one we can take. We'll explore how choosing yourself can lead to freedom from fear, guilt, and approval-seeking. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools and insights to embark on your transformative path starting today. So, stay with us, because your real life begins now. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. There comes a profound moment in life, a raw, almost jarring instant when, without any warning, something deep within you fractures. You find yourself staring into the mirror, your reflection now unrecognizable, not because of the changes in your face, but because of what you feel inside. And in that fleeting yet seismic moment, you realize something that has been painfully true for far too long. You've spent so much of your life living for others. You've been saying yes when your heart screamed no. You've silenced your desires, your dreams, your true self, just to meet the expectations of those around you. You've been so desperately seeking approval, and in doing so, you've betrayed the one person who mattered the most, the person you were always meant to be, you. It's as if the life you've been living was never truly your own. In the pursuit of fitting in, of belonging, of making others happy, you lose sight of your essence. You molded yourself into what others wanted, thinking that by doing so, you would be loved, admired, and respected. But deep inside, your soul began to quietly wither. And then one day, it can no longer be ignored. You feel this raw, deep emptiness, a rupture so intense that it shakes you to your very core. That's when your inner self, for the first time, rises, demanding to be heard. It asks, almost pleadingly, "What if, for once, I chose me?" It's such a simple question, yet it feels like the weight of the world. The very act of asking it, in all its vulnerability, marks the beginning of your transformation. It's not just a moment of self-reflection, it's a revolution, a radical shift in how you see yourself and the world around you. Carl Jung, a man whose ideas shaped modern psychology, left us with a profound truth. True fulfillment comes not from what the world expects of us, but from the deep, sometimes painful journey of discovering who we truly are. But this journey, let me tell you, is not for the faint-hearted. Choosing yourself, putting yourself first, is not just a personal choice, it's a declaration of independence. It's a refusal to be anything other than your authentic self, and that is no easy feat. When you finally decide to prioritize your well-being, to live for yourself, you'll notice the world around you react. It's almost like you've pulled the rug out from under them. Some will look at you with suspicion, others will feel threatened by the courage you found within. They will criticize you, label you as selfish, tell you that you've changed, that you've become cold and distant. But the truth is, you haven't changed at all. You've simply rediscovered who you've always been. You've peeled back the layers of self-sacrifice and compliance, and now, for the first time in forever, you're standing in your power. And yes, it's uncomfortable for some people. They were so used to seeing you as the person who would always bend over backward for them, always put their needs before your own. And now that you're saying no, now that you're setting boundaries, now that you're following your path without apologizing or seeking their approval, their entire worldview is shaken. Jung understood this deeply. He knew that when you choose to live authentically, you can't expect everyone to follow. Not everyone will understand. Not everyone will cheer you on. But those who truly matter, those who are meant to walk this journey with you, will be the ones who see you for who you are, not for the role you play for them. And that's where the magic begins. For so long, you've tried to prove yourself to the world, constantly seeking validation from others. You've believed that the key to love, to acceptance, to respect, was found in meeting their expectations. But here's the truth that you'll learn. Your true strength has never, ever been dependent on what others think of you. It has always resided inside you, waiting for you to tap into it. When you make the bold choice to put yourself first, when you finally allow yourself to live according to your truth, something incredible begins to unfold. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You are free from the chains of self-doubt and fear. No longer do you live in constant fear of disappointing others, of being judged, or of feeling like you are not enough. You begin to shed the layers of guilt, and you stop chasing the approval of others like a desperate soul trying to fill an endless void. Instead, you step into the most liberating feeling of all, the freedom to be exactly who you are, without apology, without reservation. You start living in alignment with your truth. And let me tell you, it is like nothing you have ever experienced before. It is a freedom that can never be taken from you because it comes from within. This, my friend, is the real you, and it is beautiful. Carl Jung spoke of individuation, a powerful, transformative journey in which a person becomes the most authentic version of themselves, not the version molded by societal expectations, nor the one shaped by family desires, but the truest reflection of the self, resonating deeply with the soul's essence. And what is the outcome of this courageous journey? Liberation. The liberation that comes when you break free from the chains of external expectations and finally step into your truth. This is the moment you stop pretending, stop conforming, and start living your life, not the life you thought you had to live. In that moment, you will feel lighter, stronger, and more connected to who you truly are. Because for the first time, you will know that you are walking the right path. Up until this point, every choice you've made has been influenced by the need to please others, to avoid rejection, to gain approval, or to feel accepted. You have lived under the shadow of these fears as though they were necessary for survival. But when you make the profound decision to choose yourself, when you finally say, "I matter," the past loses its grip on you. No longer will you feel the crushing weight of having to justify your existence, to explain or apologize for your choices. The energy-draining cycle of seeking validation from others will stop because, in that very moment, you will realize an irrefutable truth. You are enough. You were always enough, long before anyone else's approval was ever needed. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Jung knew that this journey wasn't for the faint-hearted. He understood that it requires courage that arises when you stop looking for answers in the world around you and begin to find them within yourself. When you start honoring your intuition, when you trust your heart to guide you, something incredible happens. Have you ever noticed how, once you make a truly authentic decision, it feels as though everything starts to fall into place? Suddenly, new people walk into your life. Opportunities that once seemed impossible now open up, and everything seems to unfold with a magical precision, like pieces of a puzzle fitting together. Jung called this phenomenon synchronicity, the idea that when we align ourselves with our true essence, the universe conspires to support us. It's not magic. It's the natural flow of life when we live in harmony with who we are. But be forewarned, synchronicity does not mean everything will be easy. Choosing to walk in your truth does not promise a life free from obstacles. You might face moments of intense doubt when the old patterns and fears collide with the new you. The road ahead will be filled with tests, people who try to pull you back, situations that tempt you to settle, and fears that resurface, whispering the old stories of inadequacy. But these moments are not signs that you've made the wrong choice. On the contrary, they are invitations to stand strong, to trust what you feel in your soul. When something in your life begins to flow effortlessly, when doors open with ease, when you meet people who feel like they've been sent just for you, take note. It's not a coincidence. It's a sign. You are in alignment with your true path, walking with the rhythm of your essence. Trust it. One of the scariest parts of choosing yourself is that, at first, you might feel alone. This loneliness may feel uncomfortable, even painful, but it is not your enemy. It is your teacher, your guide. It offers you the chance to truly rediscover yourself, to heal from past wounds, and to build the life you've always dreamed of. It is in this space of solitude that you will realize just how strong and capable you are. And then, something extraordinary happens. You will begin to love your own company. You will learn that you no longer need toxic relationships, that you no longer have to tolerate people or situations that make you feel small or less than you deserve. You will finally understand something that, for so long, eluded you. You are enough. You have always been enough. Choosing yourself is a radical act of self-love. It is the most profound thing you can do for your soul. It's a life-changing, transformative decision that frees you from the limitations of external approval. In embracing this journey, you embrace yourself with all your flaws, your strengths, your quirks, and your unique light. And when you do, you will discover that the most beautiful life is the one where you are authentically you. At first, loneliness can feel like an unbearable weight, a deep, aching emptiness that seems impossible to fill. It can feel as though something vital is missing, and in those quiet, lonely moments, the urge to escape becomes overwhelming. You may find yourself tempted to return to old habits, to seek the comfort of people who no longer serve you, just to fill that silence and distract yourself from the unsettling stillness. But here's the thing. If you can find the strength to resist, if you can stand still in the face of that discomfort and embrace it fully, you will come to a remarkable realization. That loneliness you once feared, it's not an absence at all. It's a space. A vast space that, when viewed from the right perspective, is full of infinite possibilities. That is where the real transformation begins. In that moment of embracing your solitude, you begin to peel back the layers that you've built up over the years. You will uncover aspects of yourself that have lain dormant for far too long. Passions you had forgotten, dreams you had buried, desires you had put aside in the pursuit of others' approval or the pressure to conform. As you stand alone, you begin to feel the freedom of this new space. And it's in that freedom that your true self starts to emerge. No longer are you defined by the expectations or judgments of those around you. You are free to be whoever you are meant to be, without the constraints of the past. The moment you stop running from loneliness and instead welcome it, everything shifts. You are no longer searching for someone or something to complete you, because you will finally understand, deep in your soul, that you were never incomplete in the first place. You are whole. You are complete. And the very act of acknowledging this truth is what allows you to step into the fullest version of yourself. Carl Jung, whose wisdom continues to resonate across time, shared with us one of the most powerful messages about self-realization. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. These words carry so much depth because they speak to the essence of our journey as individuals. The life you've been yearning for won't come from the outside world. It won't be born from the approval of others or the image you've carefully crafted to gain validation. It won't be found in the fear of disappointing someone, of not meeting the expectations of the people around you. No, the life you're searching for, the life that truly aligns with your soul's deepest desires, is found in the most important decision you can make, the decision to choose yourself. If these words resonate with you, know that they mark the beginning of something incredibly powerful. This is just the start of a journey that will transform every part of who you are. The road ahead will not always be easy. In fact, it will challenge you in ways you never expected. But it is your journey, and no one else can walk it for you. It will require courage, faith, and the kind of inner strength you've yet to tap into. But you are capable. And you will find that, as you continue down this path, you will meet a version of yourself that you never knew existed, a version who is fearless, unapologetically authentic, and whole. So I ask you now, with every ounce of love and belief in you, are you ready to make the choice that will change your life forever? Are you ready to choose yourself to step fully into the person you were always meant to be? The power is yours. The time is now. The choice is yours. If this message has stirred something within you, if it has touched the depths of your heart, then I ask you to share it with someone who needs it. Because the world, now more than ever, is crying out for people who dare to be true to themselves, who are ready to embrace their authenticity despite the noise and pressure of a society that tells us to be something else. Choosing yourself is not just a decision, it is a powerful, transformative act of inner revolution. It is the decision to stop living to meet others' expectations and instead begin living in alignment with your true self, no matter how frightening or unfamiliar that may feel. It's a journey that may feel difficult at times, even lonely, but it will lead you to a life that is so much richer, more authentic, and deeply meaningful. The fear of change is something we all face. It is a natural part of the human experience. There will always be that inner voice, that small part of you that tries to pull you back into the familiar, the comfortable, even if it no longer serves you. It will urge you to stay where you are, in the safety of old habits and patterns, instead of taking the risk to grow. But let me tell you this, staying trapped in a life that doesn't feel like your own, where you're not living for you, where you're not honoring who you are, is far more painful than any fear you may have about the unknown. The pain of staying small, of not stepping into your potential, is far deeper than the discomfort of change. And though the unknown may feel daunting, it is where your true power lies. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Carl Jung, one of the wisest minds to ever walk this earth, understood this truth so profoundly. He taught that every great transformation in life begins when we find the courage to look within ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, even when it's drowned out by external noise, to embrace the parts of us we fear, our shadows, and to turn them into strength. Jung knew that no journey of true self-discovery is ever easy, but he also knew that it's in the moments of struggle that we find our greatest potential. There is no perfect moment to begin. The perfect time is now. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to know exactly where this path will lead you. You don't have to have all the answers, not right now. The only thing you need to do is take the first step, a single step toward yourself, toward freedom, toward the life you were always meant to live. Trust that this step is enough. Trust that, in time, the path will unfold before you. Trust that the courage to choose yourself will lead you to a deeper understanding of who you are and why you are here. So, with all my heart, I ask you, are you ready to take that step? Are you ready to embrace the truth of who you are? The world needs you to be brave, to be bold, and to show up for yourself, because only then will you show up fully for the world around you. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to ask you, what have you learned so far? What truth has resonated with you most deeply? Perhaps it's the realization that choosing yourself is not an act of selfishness, but one of courage and freedom. Or maybe it's the understanding that true transformation comes from within, not from the approval of others. Whatever it is, I encourage you to reflect on it and think about one thing you will take from this message and begin to practice in your own life. I'd love to hear from you, so please take a moment to comment below. What's the one thing you've learned that you are ready to apply? Your story could inspire others on their journey. T-oo. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave your comment, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep bringing more content like this to help you live a life filled with authenticity and purpose. Thank you for being here, and remember, the journey to becoming your true self starts now.